This video is brought to you by CleanMyMac. Inside the Apple universe, this year has been all about the Pro user. It all started in late 2018 when Apple announced the iPad Pro, one of my most favorite Apple products ever. In June, after 7 years, the Mac Pro got a much needed update. In September, the iPhone 11 was announced alongside a Pro model, and last month, even the AirPods got the Pro treatment. And so, before the year comes to an end, the most Pro of all the MacBook Pros gets an upgrade. But is it really the MacBook Pro that Pro users want and need? Hi, I'm MICHAELJOSH. You're watching GadgetMatch. This is our 16-inch MacBook Pro review. This is the new 16-inch MacBook Pro. Nope, Apple hasn't added a new model to its lineup. Instead, this replaces the 15-inch MacBook Pro. So today, you can either get 13 or 16-inch models. Despite all the improvements Apple made this year, the entry-level 16-inch MacBook Pro costs just as much as the 15-inch MacBook Pro. But it's a considerable upgrade. Let's go over everything you shouldn't miss. Definitely the most important improvement to this year's MacBook Pro is a new old keyboard. Let me explain. Older Mac laptops sold in the last 5 years have butterfly keyboards, an Apple innovation, but also one of the most divisive features Apple has put on one of its products. You either love it or you hate it. I personally resisted it for a while when it first came out, telling myself, I'm a writer, all I do is type on my computer all day. But I eventually bit the bullet and eventually came to love this new keyboard, and I still do. But some folks never really liked that shallow travel, being able to really feel the clickety-clack of your keyboard as you type. And some too, like my buddy Michael Fisher, ran into keyboard issues. Apple's recognized this and has completely overhauled the keyboard on the new MacBook Pro, taking inspiration from the Magic Keyboard that comes with the iMac Pro. The new Magic Keyboard has a scissor mechanism instead of a butterfly switch. It feels just like that traditional keyboard on earlier MacBook Pros. The travel on this one is definitely more satisfying. I can't personally say that I like it better. I actually liked the butterfly keyboard on the older model, but I think this is the way to go. It also sounds quieter, which for a noisy typer like me is a good thing. Having used this for more than a month, I've gotten used to the new keyboard, and I'm happy to have it. If you look closely, there are other changes. Right here on top of the keyboard, the touch bar doesn't extend all the way anymore. Instead, on this end, there's a physical escape key, which others complained about also. I don't really mind, but it's a welcome change. I know other people, when their systems freeze or lock up, the first thing they reach for is that escape key, and in times of panic, it's nice to be able to get that tactile feedback. You feel like you're in control of the situation. On the other side, you'll notice it's also got a dedicated fingerprint scanner button, just like on the new MacBook Airs. I love having this because of the way Apple has built in features. Not only can I use Touch ID to unlock my device, I can also use it to fill in passwords and pay for purchases. Also take a look here on the bottom right-hand side. The arrow keys are back to how they used to be like a few generations ago. The left and right arrows are the same size as the top and bottom ones. This is how they used to look like from 2 years ago. Some folks will prefer this because now you can blindly feel which key is which. The screen on the new MacBook Pro is larger. In fact, it's the first major screen update since Apple took away that 17-inch MacBook Pro. Despite the bigger screen, this laptop is only slightly larger than the old 15-inch. To achieve this, the bezels have been reduced slightly. It's a subtle change, but it really brings it at par with the likes of the Dell XPS that has really led the charge in terms of slim bezels on laptops. It's still a big laptop. I took it on a few flights and it takes up a lot of space. It's definitely not one you want to be taking out in coach, although I will say it is possible. One of the new features of Catalina lets you arrange two windows side by side, and this big screen is great for that. The screen is also plenty big if you want to watch movies in bed. Of course, a big screen is only half the story told when it comes to enjoying a good movie. Audio is equally important, and Apple has been making good use of its sound labs, the same ones they use to develop the Apple HomePod. Let me just say that the sound on this new MacBook Pro is by far the best sound I've ever gotten on any laptop before. Not only are they loud, but they also sound very good. It's got 6 speakers all in all, and a new patented woofer system. Now, in terms of audio, it's not just speaker quality that has been improved, but also the laptop's built-in microphone. In fact, the entire voice track for this video didn't use this microphone. It used the built-in microphones on my MacBook Pro. Let's see if you can tell the difference. This is a recording using my lapel mic. Hi, I'm MICHAELJOSH, and you're watching GadgetMatch. And this is a recording using my 2019 16-inch MacBook Pro. Hi, I'm MICHAELJOSH, and you're watching GadgetMatch. Apple says the mics are good enough for recording a vocal track with music coming out of the MacBook Pro speakers. So I decided to sing you a song.
You're not a voice, you're just a ringing in my ear. And if I hurt you, which I don't, I'm spoken for, I fear. Everyone I ever loved is here within these walls. I'm sorry, secret siren, but I'm blocking out your call.
Now, what's a Pro upgrade without a bump in power? The new MacBook Pro is, of course, the most powerful laptop Apple has ever made. But how so? Well, a more powerful processor and a better built-in graphics card. 12 more watts of power are delivered to silicon for a better sustained workload. Another very important improvement is thermal management. Last year, Apple gave users the option to upgrade to the most powerful Intel i9 processor available. But there's only so much you can do with the MacBook Pro's slim chassis. That laptop couldn't really take full advantage of what that i9 chip could deliver. This laptop is slightly thicker, allowing for better thermals, larger fans, and a 35% larger heatsink. Together, it's able to churn out more power and performance than ever. If your work entails music, graphics, or video editing with plenty of layers, this is the machine for you. And for full power, you gotta max out this baby. You can go all the way up to 64 gigabytes of RAM. That's double the amount of RAM that was previously available for this laptop. 8 terabytes of storage, and up to 8 gigabytes of dedicated video RAM. All of these customizations will increase the price from $2,800 all the way up to a whopping $6,000. Another advantage of this bigger chassis is a bigger battery. Apple has maxed out what it's put in this laptop to be the biggest that is allowed by the FAA to take on a flight. You know when your Mac is running out of space and you know that there is tons of junk inside but don't have the patience or the time to find them? That's where CleanMyMac X comes in. It's an all-in-one solution that makes sure your Mac runs as smooth as it did on day one. Here are some ways it can help. When you first launch the app, just look for the scan button. The app does 3 things. Cleanup, removing junk and large hidden folders, as well as undeletable apps and extensions. Protect, scans for potential malware that you might get by clicking the wrong button on suspicious web pages. And it gets rid of them. And speed, by suggesting tweaks to increase the speed of your laptop, like disabling memory-demanding apps that run in the background. You can try CleanMyMac for free and then upgrade to the full version, which retails for just under $35. For more information, you can visit macpaw.com/cleanmymac. Of course, while this review most rightly focuses on the hardware, I need to be able to point out another reason why folks like me use a Mac, or any Apple product for that matter. What am I talking about? Well, Apple devices are designed to work well together. From seemingly mundane things like airdropping files from my iPhone to my Mac, Boom, just like magic, to being able to use my iPad Pro as a second display using a feature called Sidecar. Then there are the services, from the wealth of apps available on the App Store to add-on services like Apple TV Plus and the new Apple Arcade, which for $4.99 a month lets me turn my Mac or any Apple device into a gaming console. See here, I'm actually using an Xbox controller from Microsoft. So, is the new 16-inch MacBook Pro your gadget match? If you're a pro user who needs the most powerful portable Mac that one can get, then this is the laptop for you. This year, Apple's listened and has worked on the little buts and ifs that may have gotten in the way of a solid recommendation or an easy sell. But does it really deliver everything that a pro user needs? I personally would have loved an SD card slot. I know that's never gonna happen. It would have been nice to see a 4K display. And now to go along with those better microphones, perhaps we could have also gotten a better FaceTime camera. But having said all of that, with its better display, better audio, better keyboard, and that one extra hour of battery life, this is definitely a great choice for content creators on the go. Enough for it to get the GadgetMatch seal of approval. Of course, it is pricier, so if you don't need that bigger screen and the dedicated video graphics card, I'd say wait for the inevitable refresh of the 13-inch MacBook Pro, which will come with this new keyboard. You know, speaking about the 13-inch MacBook Pro, I do miss its portability and kind of wish for that day where we do get that dedicated video graphics option on the smaller 13-inch model. But I'm happy to see that Apple hasn't forgotten the pro user, and as we wrap up this year, there's plenty to go around that we can be happy about. And that was our Apple 16-inch MacBook Pro review. For more videos like this one, you know the drill, folks. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that bell icon so that you get notified every time and as soon as we post a new video. Follow us on social media for all the behind-the-scenes fun stuff. And as always, make GadgetMatch.com your daily habit. Until the next video, I'm MICHAELJOSH. Thanks for dropping by.